Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. It's time to enter the Mage's Tower. Which we know once belonged to the storyteller.
A success worthy of praise.
This inscription is written in an archaic elven script. You recognize the words, Stranger's Home, I see you, and I implore Calistria. It appears to be some kind of protective spell against thieves, but it has lost its power over the years. The wreckage of what was once a magical golem, judging by the many dents on its remains, was destroyed in a fierce fight. The corpse of a demon who was not smart enough to avoid a magical trap.
Are we in trouble yet? Can't hide from me.
I sense something. I'm glad I was useful to you. Something is not right here. I finished here. Is there more? I finished here. Is there more?
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge.
Send them over here. A little scouting party. We were told this place would be trapped, so
I'll go ahead.
gonna play it a little safe. By a little safe, I mean a lot of safe.
I'm all ears.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
I am prepared. Ready for anything.
Yet another obstacle.
Let's do this and then activate our charge. There we go. Then Lan should mess these guys up because he has
Let's try
adamantine.
this way.
Or his attacks qualify as adamantine now.
This will hurt.
If you wanted to attack, that would be great.
You've crossed the wrong
There we go.
mongrel.
If anybody else wanted to attack, that would also be great. Thank you.
Always be ready for the worst.
Well, we lost Bismuth. The wreckage was once a magical... Wait, we've already read that. Same description as below.
Uh-huh.
I finished here. Is there more?
It went splendidly.
This inscription once contained a spell of warning. When an intruder appeared, it let out a chilling howl to raise the alarm. Fortunately, the enhancement is worn off with the passage of time. The ears have been spared. Another destroyed golem.
I sense something.
Another trap. I don't see where... Oh, here we go. It blends in really well with this surface.
I finished here. Is there more?
Meditate on your mistakes. It might make you feel better.
I shall not be swayed from my path.
You
No
stay right there.
The struggles never cease. Something is not right here. I sense something.
This is one of those situations where having a arcane trickster would be super handy.
Something is not right here. I'm glad I was useful to you. I finished here. Is there more? I finished here.
Did we fail that the
Is
first
there
time?
more?
It said succeeded. Maybe there's two traps?
I'm glad I was useful to you.
That's weird. We have a lot of paths we can take.
Are we in trouble yet? Can't hide from me.
I finished here. Is there more?
Alright, so we don't know what any of these do. We'll start with the one that's at the door.
I know the way.
And see where that takes us.
Doubt is
Search
the
for
heart's
beauty with
greatest
your heart,
challenge.
not your eyes.
Alright, so it's been activated. Alright, so that's the way up. What does this other one do?
As it should be.
Together, we stand.
I'm not entirely sure what that did.
That is
And
not
I think
far.
if we come over here, we can do the same thing. So once we stand on it, it doesn't move, right? There's no way to get on top of this other one. Ride it around. Oh, okay. I think I see what we're supposed to do. So keep
Always be ready
M1
for
on
the
top of this
worst.
one. And then rotate this around here.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
I brought the whole party over. It's so annoying. That's not what I wanted to have happen.
The mongrel did it.
Alright, but sweet. Alright, spirit trackers. These boots grant a spirit hunter 4 additional uses of spirit weapon enchantment ability per day. That's very specific. Alright, so I think that was everything. Alright, let's go upstairs. Quick save beforehand.
I'm all ears. Aha!
First thing.
I finished here. Is there more?
Nice, some Elven notes. I figured we'd find some of those in here.
Can't hide from me.
Please, allow me. I'm trusting you. I sense something. I'm glad I was useful to you.
Where does this one go? Oh, she ran right through it. Alright, should have paid more attention to
I
the
will
pattern.
follow my dream.
Alright, so we have, what, 2 Knowledge Arcana checks?
A success worthy of praise.
Though this magic trap is now old and dysfunctional after centuries of disuse, it would once have irreversibly blinded any thief who gazed upon it. Within the pedestal, a faint purple glow emanates from a crystal-shaped hole. Its edges are chipped and cracked, suggesting that whatever it contained has been forcibly removed. So I wonder if that was the crystal we were sent here to find.
Meditate on your mistakes. Might make you feel better.
Anything new?
The magic has left this once powerful magical seal that protected the premises from the presence of demons.
I know the way.
That'd be useful to have in the Abyss. I'm not going to rest. At least we don't have to yet. Explored most of these rooms. We didn't do...
We will win this war.
This might be locked. We'll
Are
send
we in
these two
trouble
ahead.
yet?
A headband of rigorous training. This headband of wisdom plus 6 allows its wearer to declare perfect strike 5 more times per day. Didn't I find one of these already? Yeah, he has one already.
Follow my lead.
Well, still pretty neat. I'm assuming this door over here is the way forward, wherever it's at. Lethal Conductor. I can't tell. That's not as far as this goes, is it? Oh no, we're seeing the one below us. It's a dagger. This +5 shock dagger grants its wielder a +5 competence bonus on use magic device skill checks, and a +4 competence bonus on touch attack rolls. Be really good for a arcane trickster. Which Woljif was supposed to be in this playthrough, but I forgot to do that, which is fine. I don't use him in my party.
Should be.
Nope, that will be for a future playthrough. You see a sturdy door set in a stone arch in the middle of the room. Location seems rather odd, to put it mildly. Attached to the door is a tidy little metal ball with a braided pull. Examine the door to determine if any spells have been cast on it. See spells enshrouding both the door and the bell. Judging by the nature of the spells, they belong to the Conjuration School. Examine the door closely. This is an ordinary door. Judging by the intricate carvings on the door, it is of elvish make. The bell also appears quite unremarkable, though the bell pull is covered in an ornate pattern. There's nothing unusual about this door, other than its location. Ring the bell. The door swings open, and an ephemeral form appears in the opening. It looks like a soap bubble. On the other side of the door, you can just make out the hazy interior of a small, trinket-filled room, the typical ambiance of a Galarian inn. Clutching the door handle, a skinny figure falls through the soap bubble. The bubble contracts then pops, dissolving into thin air. The door slams shut. Cautiously touching the stone floor, the unexpected guest rises slowly to his feet. It seems that the storyteller, for it is undoubtedly him, is quite surprised. The storyteller's head swivels around in bewilderment, his hands reaching to examine everything around him. Where am I? How did I get here? Who's there? Remember the sound of that breathing. Don Quixote, is that you? Thank the gods, it is you. Where are we? If you don't mind my asking, what brought you here? How did you get here? Storyteller listens intently to the sounds coming from the city. A good question. Judging by the demon speech I hear, We're in the Abyss, correct? And I suppose I was brought here by a portal. It was most likely activated by you. This portal must have been charmed specifically to deliver me here from wherever I may have been. I hope it will send me back the same way. You're unlikely to have charmed it... you are unlikely to have charmed it this way. If you had, you would be surprised by my appearance. This means the spell was cast in the past. In my past, the one I'm looking for. I have to admit, this finding is quite intriguing and perplexing. This place where we are, it's a tower, isn't it? Yes, I'm right. A tower. Why did you need this portal? Thanks to you, and I remember that in the past, I was the court mage of the Lady in Shadow. It was probably then that I created this portal to conveniently travel from the Abyss to Golarion. What do you think of Galfrey ordering me to go to the Abyss? The storyteller purses his lips. I'm not a politician or a military leader. I've seen all sorts in my life. That's why I have some experiences and know different stories. The story I'm watching now did not strike a chord with everyone. There are many in Dresden who are saddened by your departure for the Abyss. There are even some among them who say, though in a whisper, that Galfrey was envious of her commander's glory, and was in a hurry to be rid of him. Well, based on at least one thing she said before I left for the Abyss, that may be true. She basically said, well, what about me? You get over yourself. But most do not think this. The majority praises the Queen, and expects her to lead them to new victories over the demons. It's quite possible that she will succeed. Right now, as far as I know, Galfrey is actively preparing for an advance to the west, into the heart of the World Wound. I came here looking for information about certain purple crystals, but I found you. The storyteller nods with understanding. You're looking for the heart of the tower. Yes, I studied its capabilities here, in Alushanira. You must have seen the socket it was placed in. Unfortunately, the details of my research are hidden from me by the gloom of oblivion. Perhaps if I laid my hands on such a crystal, I would see something else in my past. Do you know where to get one of these? They come from mines, or maybe from the bottom of the sea. The elf takes out a delicate compass from his bag, the needle of which is slowly but constantly spinning. I sense the power we are looking for. My hands have touched it in the past. In the past, I do not remember. I think a little divination will come in handy. I can set this little trifle to help you. Explore the caves here. When you're near the crystal, the compass will let you know. I see. The sense of recognition, it's truly astounding. I definitely used to live here, and if there are no other claimants, I'm ready to become the owner of this tower again. Be my guest any time. How is Galfrey? It's impossible to tell by the storyteller's face whether or not he's surprised by your question. She's acting in the manner befitting the Queen standing at the head of the Crusades. As for her spirit, that I do not know. I could ask her on your behalf if you'd like. Please do. Then I will. Come visit me again after a while, and I'll tell you her answer. I found a page that might interest you. The storyteller carefully takes your find. Yes, you are right. Another piece of evidence from the past I have forgotten. The old elf's expression becomes withdrawn. The storyteller clenches the pages you brought. His voice becomes a bit younger and more energetic. I'm sitting at the top of my tower. In my right hand is a goblet of warmed wine. In my left, a bark-covered notebook. I breathe in the ash floating in the air. Wine leaves a bitter taste of soot on my lips. It's been about 100 years since I returned to Golarion from the Abyss. 100 years spent on research, hard work, and rare journeys. I turn the page of the notebook. The wisdom of elves and the cunning of Demon Lord Baphomet are gathered here. There is the description of how the purple crystal from Alushanira works and my own observations about Riftcarver, Demon Lord Discari's scythe. I know everything written in it by heart. I keep paging through it all the time. Touching these pages makes me hopeful and strengthens my resolve. I've gathered everything I need to connect Golarion with another plane. I'm close to saving the smoldering embers of Golarion, hiding them from Earthfall. So a little bit more, a decade, or 100 years, and everything will be ready for the ritual. A cold shiver runs down my spine, and I smile. Connie is trying to get into my tower again. The World of Ruins presents many opportunities for a thief. Forgotten treasures left by their owners are there for the taking. These objects are not so precious nowadays, but they can fetch a good price on other planes. However, my friend stubbornly continues to try and evade the protective traps of my tower. He got caught. Predictable. The tree guards safely entangled Kaini in their branches. You got to the 3rd floor of the tower today. Nice try. I smile, sip my wine, turn the page of the notebook. My friend will have to wait a little while before he's released. I'll finish my wine first. Why does Kaini try to get into your tower? The storyteller shrugs and frowns. All this started with an innocent joke, when I boasted to him that my tower was now the safest place on Golarion, and he decided to prove me wrong. It's been 20 years since then. It's become a very long-running joke. Once every few years, Kaini tries to get into my tower secretly and steal something from me. My precious book of research notes, or the heart of the tower, the purple crystal we got in Alushanira. I play along, really happy every time my friend comes to visit, but deep down I start to worry. Coming back Golarion after Earthfall. The storyteller gulps. It's frightening here. Many people have perished. Cities have turned to ruin. The few who are still holding on fall deeper into degradation with each passing day, turning into barbarians or bandits. Not a week goes by without someone trying to attack my tower and rob me. But my spells are strong, my guards are impeccable. Hungry and crippled, riffraff leave my tower in search of easier pickings. I watch them go and feel no mercy. They deserve their fate. They should have fought like me, but they chose the easy path of plunder. Please continue. Kaini takes the goblet from my hands, but is not in a rush to drink it. You learn so much if you didn't sit here guarding your secrets, he says to me. I smile. Not every secret must belong to the world, my friend. Precious stones lose their shine when they pass through 100 hands. In the same way, knowledge is distorted, and truth turns into tall tales. This is why I sit in my tower guarding what I have created, what I have obtained from others. My friend only shrugs and stops talking, dissatisfied with my answer. I start to think. What did Kaini and I drift apart? He blames me for dragging my feet. He says I should have opened a rift to the other planes as soon as I returned to Golarion. And now it's too late. The jewels of our civilization have already perished, and soon the rest will too. He thinks we've lost, and now my research is simply dangerous. I don't answer his reproaches, but they are somewhat fair. I could have tried to save Golarion 100 years ago, when Nocticula, my former lady in shadow, upheld her part of the bargain and decrypted Baphomet's notes. But instead of fulfilling the goal I set for myself, I decided to spend a little more time on research and preparation. It will take a year, I told Kaini back then. But after a year, I needed 2 more, and then 10 more years. The world is falling apart around me, and I still lingered. The storyteller frowns. Still, why are you taking so long to connect the planes? I don't know. My actions are unclear even to myself. I seem to have burned out. I look at people surviving on Golarion, and I realize I don't want to save them anymore. Who needs a handful of rabble who have already forgotten how to write, who get by with a vocabulary of 30 words? I haven't abandoned my idea. Oh no, I will see it through, sooner or later. It is my life's work. I can't just abandon it. But not now. Why is Kaini against opening the portal now? The storyteller frowns. My friend thinks that it's too late, that my experiment is merging the planes will be dangerous for the entire universe. Who knows what consequences the merging will have on the plane I choose? What will happen if I merge Golarion with Heaven, and Earthfall happens on it to it too? Before, when Golarion civilizations were still fighting, together we could have overcome, surmounted Earthfall's consequences. But now, there's no doubt that only war and death await us after we merge planes. Kaini always supported you before. What changed? I've thought about it many times. Over the years he spent in Golarion, my friend gradually lost the fire in his eyes. His opinions became more and more careful. He stopped rushing into any adventure life offered him. The storyteller sighs. He got old. We both understand that his life as a half-elf is almost over, and I still have several hundred years to live. We realize that soon we must part forever. This thought keeps us from talking like we used to, making plans for the future. Kaini seems distant. The storyteller is silent for a long while, subdued in his thoughts. The terrible thing is, I don't feel sad. I accept our parting as a given. I condemn myself for this, but can do nothing about it. Connie will leave me. I'll drink a goblet of warmed wine to remember him. Then I'll return to the laboratory to continue my research. My friend has become a stranger to me. Please continue. It happened. What I had been expecting for the last 10 years. What I was ready for. Connie, my friend, took advantage of my hospitality and stole my research notes. They contain knowledge I gathered over the years from the most dangerous sources, and I have only partially deciphered them. Some of that knowledge will now be lost forever. He didn't even leave a goodbye note. He just left, never to return. And that's how Aurilu Vorlesh got the information to open the way to the World Wound. I'm willing to bet. It was safe in his tower, but as soon as it was outside of his tower, it fell into someone else's hands. I'm standing at the top of the tower with the goblet in my hand. There is no anger, no sadness in my soul, just doomed emptiness and fatigue. I bring my lips to the wine but taste nothing. We go our separate ways from here, my former friend. I used to adore our friendship, looking for approval in your eyes. But now it's become a burden. It dried out like a shriveled orange peel. I inhaled deeply, filling my lungs, and tossed the wine from the goblet. Entering the laboratory, open a secret door and take out the real notes. Not the skillfully crafted decoy I put for Connie. I'll finish my life's work and merge the planes, even if there is no longer any point. I can't do otherwise. The storyteller runs a tired hand over his face and tries to smile. I feel exhausted suddenly, like I'm feeling the entire weight of all the years I've lived. But this is not the end of my story. I know there are secrets in my past that we are yet to uncover. Just gonna click through this again so that it's grayed out, because I don't like dialogue not being grayed out. Read that already. Oh, here we go. New stuff for some of the new loot that I found. When the old man touches the mangled demonic helmet, a squeamish grimace appears on his face. The owner of this item was a monster in the truest sense of the word, but there was still a vicious, dark sophistication to his deeds. He died happy, getting in death what he could not achieve in life. I cannot see what that is, but my curiosity yearns to know. Can you bring me 2 vials of magic essence, 3 bars of cold iron, 4 vials of demon blood, and 1 hide of a magical creature? Together we can cast aside the veil of mystery that lies over this object. Should I do the boots or the demonic helmet? I doubt we can afford both. I think we have more open boot slots than we do helmet slots. But if it's a really good attribute boosting helmet, I would like to have it, because we're lacking a little bit with our mental gear. I've had the boots longer. We'll do the boots first. I give the storyteller the tattered boots and the necessary materials. Restore this relic for me. Cracking his knuckles, the storyteller begins to mend the ancient boots. Light emanates from his hands as he works. He uses his hide to patch up any holes, and iron to reinforce the soles. The stitching, done with sturdy thread, is soaked in demon blood, and arcane symbols are laid on the decayed leather, imbuing it with magic. His boots once belonged to a young Sarkorian warrior who never lived to see his prime. He lived decades ago, and his name is Ronic, but today no one knows his name, his sacrifice, or his fleetness of foot. He's a fellow who is able to outrun tomorrow and change it, and with it, the entire future of our world. I suspect it's difficult for you to carry out your mission, surrounded by enemies. I would like to help. Unfortunately, I'll not be able to bring your allies or reinforcements through this portal. Supplies, however. When I return to Galarian, I'll buy some travel necessities. If you need anything, just ring this bell, and I'll deliver them to you. I do it now? I'll probably have to leave and come back. Alright, first things first. We got a compass. The Storyteller's Compass, which is set to help you find the Nahindran crystal in the depths of the island of Elenithia? And Ronic's sacrifice. Oh boy. That's a lot to read. Alright, let's do it. As soon as you touch the relic, you overcome with a vision. You witness the events as if they happened to you. The alarm is sounded. There must be escape from solitary. I run after my sergeant, with my faithful comrades at my side. They look pale. An alarm bell starts ringing at threshold. It means something quite bad has happened. Run past the burning tables. The gates are locked and engulfed in flames, while a terrible, desperate cry rings out from behind the doors. No living creature should scream like that. We don't have time to help. Let's go. Onward. The corpses of the second shift are scattering across the ground. Weevil magic could have done this to their bodies. Darn witches. One of them, his face covered in blood, emerges from a side corridor, and against all odds, doesn't get hit with a sword. Doesn't seem to be the enemy, either. I recognize him. They call him Opon. He's not a mean fellow, although you have to watch your step with everyone here. Opon points his finger where he came from and whispers, "She went to the dungeons. Stop her. Stop her at all costs." We throw the witch to the floor. Two of us stay behind to tie him up, while the rest run ahead. We reach the dungeon. The first couple runs through the doors, and they disappear, turning into two clouds of blood. The others manage to flatten themselves against the walls, while the doorway spews curses, spitting deadly, screeching spells across the air. Opon rolls around to the floor in the back, howling. Stop the ritual, at any cost. Something grazes my chest. My heart skips a beat. I pant and collapse on my butt, checking my body to reassure myself. I'm alive. There's a small black spot on the skin on my chest. Something little got me. An iron hand grabs my shoulder. It's the sergeant. Ronic, here's your order. We need to get a message out to Eyes. If the ancestors help us, we can stop the witch. But if not, we need to send all of the troops here. The priests and the shamans are dead. The scoundrel slaughtered them immediately once she got out. So you need to carry our message. Run along, Ronic. Your quick legs are only hope. We'll carry on the fight here. Has he lost his mind? When I look at him, my heart sinks. Left side of his body is roasted, as if he is put in a furnace. I try to object. I don't want to abandon my comrades in arms. I tell them that I want to fight with them side by side, that I won't let them down. They don't listen to me, drag me by the scruff of the neck to the gates, and throw me out. My chest aches nastily. Run, Ronic, they say. So I run. It gets harder and harder to breathe, while the black spot on my chest becomes a blotch. Maybe it's a death spell. That's not why I'm crying. I'm crying for those we lost. Oh, you're going to pay. For everyone. For every good person whose life you took this night. I wish I could be there and rush forward, and test my sword against your spells. I run and try not to think that there is not a man in all-star chorus to get from threshold to Eyes in a single night. Still, I run. The wind has dried my tears, my chest burning with pain. The stain spreads across my skin, now I can see that it's rot. But I don't care. Ronic of the Foundlast clan will fulfill his duty, just as his comrades have fulfilled theirs. Or maybe the witch is long dead. I have to turn back before my heart beats in deadly convulsion. I hear the hammering of rapid paw steps behind me, so I turn around. I'm being chased. A terrible beast is following me, about to catch me by the scruff of my neck. There's no way you're getting me. I dodge a lunge aimed at me, then chuckle when I see the creature smash its face into the rock. I crank it up a notch. I'm running. I'm flying. I'm running, and I have a feeling soon I won't be able to for much longer. My knees buckle, the air burns in my dry throat. My heart beats like a drum. The skin on my chest is a brittle crust, crumbling away with every movement I make. I can see the white of bones. Am I going to let everyone down? You fool, Ronic. I could be such a weakling and fail everyone at the crucial hour. Forgive me, forefathers. Dad, Grandpa, Mom, Mommy. Forgive me. I'm such a wretched boy. I feel their warm hands on my shoulders, embracing me, pushing me in the back, lifting me above the ground. I hear whispers. Run, dear. Run, Ronnie. You've got to make it. Fiends are following me, howling, swallowing the dust kicked up by my boots. I can feel warmth flooding through my body, and the wounds on my bruised legs stop hurting. Thank you, forefathers. I feel your power pouring into me, as if I'm running with you. I laugh happily, picturing your fading images, seeing the faces of those I love. I'm running. Why is the sky so bright? Have I been running all night? Where am I? It doesn't matter. I'm not in eyes yet. I've been running alone for a long time. The last one to fade was my mom's image. I know that my forefathers sacrificed themselves to help me, and we will never meet again in the afterlife. The witch's corruption is working. With every step, I sway like a drunkard about to fall. Over. My heart doesn't hurt anymore. Maybe it dried up too. My lungs don't hurt. My side hasn't hurt for a long time. I would have stopped running if I could, but I haven't been running for quite a long time. And my legs are running on their own. They are the heroes, and I, Ronic, am a slug and a coward. As I jump out onto the edge of a gorge, I see gray walls far ahead. Is it eyes? Oh, good gracious, it's so far away. I won't make it. I stare desperately, and then fall at last. I would cry, but I can't anymore. I can only breathe heavily and blame myself for all I'm worth. I'm ashamed. I wish I could hide from the forefathers and the gods, crawl into a hole so no one would see traitor Ronic, or bury myself in that brushwood. What brushwood? I'm shaking like a beaten mutt. I get up on my flaccid legs and rush there. I lean on my hand carelessly. My fingers crumble, but it doesn't matter. An alarm fire. I see an alarm fire. There used to be a lot of them around here, back when Sarkoris was less peaceful and united. Sentries would stand near these fires to signal if trouble was coming. I take out a fire striker. Praise the forefathers, I haven't lost it. I make a spark. Wind blows up the flame. I just lie there looking at it. So nice to have a brief break from the running. Just a moment's rest. I awaken from a kick. Some beast stands over me. An elf woman, maybe some lousy fiend. I look at her defiantly, as a warrior of Sarkoris should. She doesn't like it, she says. Lower your eyes before Anamora, or I'll take them for an offering to my great lord. Ha, some offering. Light in my left eye has faded long ago, and I see spots in my right one. Choke in my eyes, you beasts. But the fiend just won't let up. It could have been so simple. We would have come suddenly. Your country would have fallen in a few days. And after that, the entirety of Golarion. No one would have had time to pull together to fight back. But you ruined it. I giggle. What a fool. She wants the entire Golarion. Where has anyone ever seen a power capable of conquering the entire Golarion? I don't look at her. I look towards eyes with my remaining eye. A dark wave spills out of the mountain gorges there. Fiends are running towards the city, raising pillars of dust hungry for blood. I hear the horn. I see the great gates of eyes opening. And out of them, good gracious. Units are marching out of them, armor shining in the dawning sun. They've seen my fire then. They had time to gird themselves with swords and grab their axes. Now they're going to fight back. I laugh happily. The monster is angry. He snaps back. You think it will make a difference. You just postpone the inevitable. We will still win, rule over your wretched world. As far as your feat is concerned, it will perish in obscurity along with your name. No one will know about you. The scoundrel comes up to me, pulls out a sickle, sizes me up with confidence, and heck, lops off my legs right above the knee. There is no pain. There's no more meat left in me. Only black ashes, thanks to the witch. And what happened to my boots? They're all torn up. Bloody scratches and broken blisters seen through the holes. Is that the proper way to treat your legs, Ronic? The fiend laughs. This will be my trophy. The legs of a boy who thought he could outrun death. Funny. I'm laughing too. Outrun death, fat chance. I carried my death with me on my chest all night, and I knew it. But I did manage to outrun you, you crooked mug. That is why I'm happy, laughing while my kin cut your monsters to pieces under the walls of eyes. And I laugh until my throat turns to ashes. Whew, what a story. Good job, Ronic. These boots of dexterity +8 grant its wearer +10 bonus to mobility and athletic skill checks. They also double bonuses to armor class, attack rolls, and reflex saving throw from haste spell cast upon the wearer. In addition, whenever the enemy confirms a critical hit against the wearer, it becomes stunned for 1 to 4 rounds. That is a pure upgrade for him. There's a little bit of overlap with the dexterity here, and I... Don't I have a strength exclusive belt I can give him? Could give him this, but I think this is still better on him because of the 15-foot aura that it has. I guess I could just cast Bull's strength on him instead. Not worry about it. Really wish he would just keep all this stuff on his body. I'm really tired having to do this over and over again. Alright, well, I'm happy with that. Okay, I'm going to call the episode here. I'm going to, off-camera, leave the tower and come back and see if we can't call him back in the next episode and see what he's selling. And after that, I guess we need to go look for the purple crystal in the caves at the Nexus. Right, is that where this is taking me? Yeah. Alright, so that'll work out. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.